So again, here's WordPress.com. Now, you're making this up. You can make this up. You're making your own page. So just make up a word that you want. So here we go. I'm going to hit Create Website. Okay, it's going to ask us for a theme. Now, you do not have to choose a theme right now. What is a theme? Remember, I talked about a theme as being kind of the layout. You do not have to choose that now. You can choose that later. If you scroll all the way down to the very bottom, you can skip the theme for right now. Do you see where it says skip at the bottom? Choose that. I'm going to skip a theme. I'm not going to choose one right away. Now, we want to use the free one. See where it says free? So you're going to have to type in your own web page that you want to use. It can be anything. You might want to just use West Valley, something. West Valley student, West Valley, WordPress. How about that? Don't use mine. Use your own.
That's under domain.
Yeah, you have to make something up. You're making your own page today. You got to make anything up you want. It can be. We can delete it when we leave, so it's not sitting out there on there. Okay. So before we leave at the end of the day, you're going to want to remove this stuff. I'm just pointing it out that today we're just building anything, so you can make up any words you want in here. Maybe put, I tend not to use my name because somebody's going to hack in, and then my name is out there on the internet. I always change my name. Of course, WV WordPress is taken already, so I can be wvwordpressblog.wordpress.com. Hey, I'm going to choose that one. Okay, so then it's going to ask you to pick a plan. Of course, we're just doing free today. See where it says free? Free. And then, of course, put in a legitimate email because you have to go to your email address and authenticate. So put in your email. I'm going to put in my... I think I already used this email. You have to use an email that you haven't used. I don't know what email I have that I haven't used.
So I'll put in my own email.
Yeah, you put it. You need to go and authenticate it. And you get yourself a password. I'm already being used. How about number 2? Can I put a 2 in there? And then a password. Make sure it's I'm gonna put in what am I gonna put in? Okay, don't look at my screen. So when you're done going through, you should get to this site right here. And then you have to go to your email. Yes?
It's not liking either of my email addresses, which is interesting because...
You've never signed up for WordPress.com?
Maybe with my very old email, but this is a new email address. I'll try one other one. I have a lot of email addresses, but it's very strange.
Yeah, it won't let you use a previous one if you've already used your email address.
It took the third one.
There you
Sorry.
go. Okay, so then log in. I'm going to log into my email. I used my Yahoo email to log in. So I'm going to log in. And then once you log in, they should send you an email that says activate. See, you should get a WordPress email in your email. And if you hit activate and you hit the confirm button, you'll be ready to go. We can take a break and come back and get started. Okay, so go to your email, whatever your free email. You probably all have some kind of free email that you use, right? You need to go there and hit the activate button and we'll get started. Go over to the farmer's market, get yourself a snack, and come back, like 10, 15 minutes, and we'll get started building web pages using WordPress.
Everything I put in here.
Let me see, I'll help you if you need help.
Make a swear word. I put in,
Why don't you put R in your last name?
that's what I did.
And it's taken? How about RO in your last name? Try that. And you go. Again, we'll remove this before we leave at the end of the day. So yes.
I kind of got lost.
You're okay. Hold on, let me turn off my video recording software. It's still recording up here. Okay, so again, one of the first WordPress ones I made was wvdigitalmedia.wordpress.com.
Are you recording it?
Yeah, this is being recorded. Yeah,
Okay.
my voice and you. Yeah, you'll see the screen. So this is one of my first WordPress things that I ever made about a month ago. I've been using WordPress for about 2 months now. This is more of a web page than a blog. So whenever you're going to start making things in WordPress, you kind of decide: am I making a blog? Am I making a website? Or am I making a combination of blog website? You can make. And what I mean by a web page, you'll notice that I have a navigational bar that goes across the top. So right here you got a navigational bar, which usually a blog might not have a navigational bar. A blog is more of a long sort of series of articles, okay? And you'll be able to write the articles, and I'll show you how you can reorder them too, okay? So you might write something one day, save it, publish it, then you write something the other day, and what it does is it puts it before the one you wrote last time, right? That's how a blog works. But in WordPress, you can actually reorder them if you want. Okay, so you're not locked into that. But by default, it usually puts the one before. Okay, so it's more of a linear kind of thing as a blog where, this is called pages. So when we get to the software, you'll be seeing there'll be posting and pages. So what you're looking at here is something more of a pages. And this is done, what you're looking at right now is done just with the WordPress.com. Same website. This is not even using WordPress.org. WordPress.com. And you're probably a little confused on what is the difference. Again, the WordPress.com is all done through the server on their kind of server page, right? Where the WordPress.org is where you download software and put it on your server. So the really difference is you're using their space or you're building your own space. As well as the WordPress.org has more capabilities, and you'll see that there's a little bit more, but they're pretty much close to the same. So this is more using pages, okay, where you got photos, you got a title at the top, you have, this is one of the plugins like I told you about, where you can bring a plugin. Right here's a date one. It's a common one. People, you looked at blog before. Most common you have a date plugin like this. You can bring in pictures. You change the color of your text. We'll be looking at all these things today. How to do this. And then pictures of people. You can have links going to other places. We'll talk about going to hyperlinks like that.
Just to be clear, so in both WordPress.org and I do WordPress.org because you can monetize it.
Yeah.
You choose a page, and then it'll add its own tab on the top for each page you add, static page.
Mm-hmm.
And then the blog is the blog part of it.
Yeah, well, the blog, you can make just the blog without having to make a navigational bar. And like I was saying, the blog could be a big, long, linear blog.
Right, okay. So both is fine for me.
Yeah, you can build either one in this system is what I'm trying to point out. And the navigational bars can all change. You're not stuck with. I just made a really simple one that goes across the top of my website. We'll talk about making a slideshow where the pictures kind of scroll. Call that kind of a slideshow. We'll talk about making a gallery. I don't think I have a gallery here. On this one. I have a gallery on another one. Yeah, I don't think I made all the pages here. Yeah. And then you can bring in your Twitter feed and put it into your page. You can bring in somebody else's Twitter feed and put it in there. We're going to bring in videos today. We'll taking YouTube videos and putting them into WordPress. That's a very easy step to do. And customizing the colors. You can see this is kind of so even though you're using a default theme, right? We're going to be choosing default themes. Themes are basically the way the page is laid out, how big the picture is, what font you're using, what color the buttons are. Even though you're using a default theme, you can customize that. You'll be able to go in and say, hey, I don't like this gray, or whatever that color is. I can go and change that to any color I want. So you'll be able to customize the theme also. Yes?
When there's a new version of WordPress, they encourage you to push, update.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mess up all these themes and everything that you
Yeah.
have?
So one of the downfalls, of course, of another downfall of WordPress is whenever the update comes out, usually it's trying to fix a security issue or some kind of bug that's in the system. And when they go and they change that, it might alter one of your themes. Not necessarily the theme as much as I would say the plugins, because the programmer who made the plugin programmed it for a certain version of WordPress, and so when the plugin, this would be the plugin, right? The date, that's what I'm referring to. So somebody, made a plugin and they made it for a version of WordPress, and then you upgrade your WordPress, it might not work with the newer version. So the people that make the plugins usually have to go and reprogram their plugins so it works with the newer version of WordPress. So it's complicated. It's a problem.
So the idea being is try to keep it as simple as you can with the minimum plugins, just to help get what you want without.
Don't put in a bunch of fancy things that really don't help with it.
Because they're not going to last forever.
Yeah, it's probably going to break eventually as WordPress continues to go. I mean, we could look at all the different versions of WordPress right now if you want. I'm still waiting for somebody in the back row there. So if we go into, Wikipedia, it'll show you all the different versions of WordPress. So here we go. So here's all the different versions of WordPress from its starting back in 2003. Okay. And as they evolve and change them, again, most of it is for fixing bugs and things like that in the system. And if you go all the way down to the version that we're using now, we're using 4.3 right now. So whenever we go, I'll go over how to install the WordPress on your server. I'm going to be choosing the 4.3, this one right here. So whatever server you sign up for, whatever hosting, I use GoDaddy. I've been influenced by the Super Bowl, right? Just for this class. I actually just bought server space for this class. So I figured GoDaddy. It's $60 a year, but I can set you all up with your own account. So again, you'll notice right here the latest version is 4.3. It came out on August 18th. So the people that were using 4.2, as soon as this came out, should have upgraded. Okay, so you're going to have to keep upgrading. The new version 4.3 will be out in December. You're going to have to upgrade. Yeah. So if you don't want to have to go through that, I wasn't going to go over what to pay for yet. I was going to do that a little bit later. So, but when we get to, I'll show you what you can pay for. You can get a managed WordPress. So there's different ways that you can pay. One could be a managed WordPress page where it automatically updates to the newest version. They're managing the system. You hopefully don't have to worry too much about hacking because you're paying a little bit more. Okay, so when you buy space, right, you can buy basic space. That's what I bought. I bought the basic one, the cheapest one you can buy. Okay, or you can pay the extra premium space and get a managed WordPress site where the people from the hosting company will manage the site. So I'll show you that in a little bit. I wasn't ready for that. Mm-hmm.
I hit this and I shut off my thing, so now I'm going backwards. Would that be me?
I don't know. Do you remember the name? Did you
Yeah,
go to your
that's-
email and confirm?
Yeah,
You did?
I do.
Okay, so then are you logged in?
Yeah.
Where's the login? My site. Can you click on my site and see what it does? There you go. You're in already. Just do your cool. Just stay right there. Yeah, don't start messing with a bunch of stuff yet. As long as you're in still, we can get started. So again, this is probably the biggest challenge. Okay, of the whole system is having to maintain. But again, once you learn and start doing it, it'll come natural. I mean, you'll be okay, upgrade. Some of the other links I have on that first page for you are sites made by people that I know. So I know WordPress is mostly a blog, and if you've never seen a blog before, it's more of a, kind of a linear kind of blog, but it can also be used to make websites for businesses. These are some businesses here. So this was done with Biz with Buzz, the HTML teachers page. So again, you can have a navigational bar that goes across the top. You can have a little slideshow going. This is one of the advantages of using, of course, WordPress is it's totally responsive. What is responsive? Well, it means it'll scale down and fit onto your phone. Okay, and so we might not do too much of that, but it depends on the theme, is what I'm trying to say. Depends on the theme that you choose, would depend upon how it kind of scales to a little bit. So if we look, again, we have you can make pull down menus depending on the theme that you choose. Okay, we're going to look at that today. You can have different columns. Okay.
Is there a way to tell if a site is made from WordPress or not?
Oh, that's a good question.
View the source.
If you view the source, where am I at? Yeah, somewhat. I mean, right here it says WordPress plugin. I don't know. Do you have anything to add to that? Do you know, Dora?
About Yoast?
No. About how you can tell if a web page was made with
Well,
WordPress.
You can also find out the theme by looking at their style, the CSS. Sometimes sometimes the theme name will be right here in the source code, but sometimes people change it because they kind of want to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still peek around.
So yeah, in some sense, you can look at the website and see. Okay. In addition, you can use fonts. We'll talk about fonts today. You can use specific fonts and things like that. So, again, you can read the code and see there's a theme and stuff like that. But it writes a bunch of different codes that you might not normally see in HTML. So as you can see, it's not as easy as what you would see in the normal plain HTML. You got a lot of JavaScript in there and things like that.
You can probably see patterns that you can tell.
Mm-hmm. Then if you find one that you like,
I was just seeing the WP content is really visible right there up in the JavaScript lines, and the WP includes shows it's WordPress.
So yeah, here's the PHP code right here. So that's what the hackers are going for. They say, hey, there's some PHP right there. I'm going to try and hack into this right here. Okay. So you can look at the code. Again, it's a responsive site. If you shrink down your page as you're looking at it, you can see what it would look like on your cell phone. So if you scale your browser down like I just did you see how I scaled it down? You'll see the menu turns into almost a burger menu. There's not quite a burger menu, but you can see.
Scale it down.
Just I grab the edge of the page. You'll notice how I scale it up and scale it down. So if I scale down the page, it'll show me what it would look like on a cell phone. Maybe not perfect. Probably looks like that. Notice how the text adjusts itself, right? The slideshow shrank down, shrank, scaled down. I guess that's a better word than shrank. Scaled, okay? And so, one of the advantages, again, of using the WordPress, but not everything, video might not scale properly, though we can scale videos if we program it properly. If we do. So, again, you can have a link to a YouTube video like this. They have a link. Okay, so you can have links to YouTube videos. One of the, I tend to, as far as content-wise, not to put videos on a web page. I tend to just put them on YouTube and then link them to a web page. So that's what we'll do today. link to a web page. And the reason why is because you don't want to use your server up, right? Whenever I used to put videos on my website and people would watch the videos through my server, it would slow it down, okay? And because the server was using resources to play that video, and so people couldn't go and reach the page, it would like slow down the whole server. So the best way to manage content for video and things like that, or even pictures in this case, you can actually put them on Flickr and link them to your WordPress page, is to have them linked from other pages, because then the server's using that stuff and not your stuff. And of course, being on YouTube is a great way to go, because people might find your video on YouTube as well as find the video on your web page. I do that all the time. Again, before we start, we'll do one more talk. I know everybody finally came back here, so we'll get started in a minute. Last thing, like I said, one of the reasons why I started learning WordPress is because the company I work for here, they want, right now I have this web page right here. It was designed about 4 years ago by some students. I had students actually design this from Mission students. I was teaching a class at Mission, so they were students from Mission. And they made this site, but of course it's all XHTML5 or HTML5 and CSS. And but it's very hard. This is all done in hand coded, all this stuff. And so when they want to add a new product, I have to go and reprogram this whole menu. Okay, and it's just complicated, and then it's not responsive. So how I do the responsive, remember you saw the web page scale before, right? Remember you saw it scale in WordPress? Well, how I get around it for this site and then more of a traditional site is I have code that detects to see if they're coming from a cell phone, right? You have a detection system. So it detects and says, hey, if it's coming from a cell phone, go to a cell phone version of the site. So I have them go actually to the cell phone version, which is a little M, not a subdomain, a little M. And so if they go there, this is what they see on their cell phone, something like that. Okay, so instead of using a responsive, I did that. It's just, how you want to design your site or how you want to design your content. This is just another solution. But again, the advantage of the WordPress is most likely it does the responsive automatically for you, which saves you a lot of time. Those of us who had to do it by hand before. Okay, let's get back to, yeah?
So when it goes to that cell phone version, is that a whole other programming thing to put the
It's a whole nother site, yeah.
Yeah, a whole other site.
So I have to go, I use jQuery mobile, which hopefully we'll never have to use again because we're all going to make everything in WordPress from now on the rest of our lives.
Maybe. They will bring up something else.
I don't know. Okay, again, you can read about WordPress on Wikipedia and blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's get to using WordPress. So you see the sample I made. We're not going to make that sample. We're going to make a little bit different sample. So I want you to download, if you want to use my artwork, I've included in the handout there. If you look on the first page there, there's some artwork that is from my wife. We'll use my wife's artwork. I figured hers is better than mine. So if you go to that, so stay in here, make a new page maybe or something, make a new tab. So go File, New Tab, and type in the address so you can get some artwork and some text to work with. And so if you go to where it says www.raskoff.com/Raskoff_, there is an underscore, art.zip. So let's type it in together. I'm going to go to www.raskoff.com/Raskoff_art, A-R-T, .zip. Okay, if you go there and hit return, it's going to ask you to, don't open, if you're in Windows, it's going to ask you to open an Explorer. Don't do that. Go save file, right here, save file.
Art zip.
Yeah, that's an underscore is between my name and the word art. That's an underscore. Do you see that? Okay, save the file. Okay, now where did it go? Well, depending on, of course, the thing, it's most likely in the downloads folder, right? Downloads. So you can minimize the browser by going under Firefox, hide Firefox. I'm on a Mac. Somehow you can minimize on Windows, and then I will come around and get it for you. Most likely, if you're using a Mac, it's going to be in the Downloads folder. It's right here. You can drag it onto your desktop, and then once it's on your desktop, so get it on your desktop. If you're on Windows, you want to right-click and say Extract All. If you're on a Mac, you can just double-click on it, and it will uncompress it. Okay? So if you're on Mac, you double-click on it, and it'll uncompress it. If you're on Windows, you want to right-click and say Extract All. I will come around and help you get it on your desktop, because I know it's not easy to get it on your desktop. This just has some graphics, some photos, and some images that we're going to use. Did you get the files? Okay. You got them? Yeah, I'm coming.
What was that address, Rostov?
Okay. So again, I'm going to go back to my WordPress page, and hopefully you have authenticated. You should have one that says email verified. Now that you've confirmed your email address, you can publish and start. Does everybody see that on theirs?
Does it depend on whether you selected that you were creating a website or a blog?
Yeah, I kind of, I don't know. I don't know. After I hit the authenticated in my email, it automatically went here.
Okay, because I ended up in
So-
I think I'm in the website look.
So this says.
Because my customizer looks different on the side.
Mm-hmm. How about this? Do you see a pencil in the upper corner? Who sees a pencil in the upper corner? You guys don't see a pencil in the upper corner?
Right?
Upper right corner. You see a pencil up there. Click on that.
If it already says write a post, I don't have to click, right?
Yeah, click on the pencil in the upper corner. That's the first thing I want you to do. Maybe a pencil? Click on the pencil. Click on the pencil. That's where I'm at. You guys have a cool pencil? What's going on? Click on the pencil.
I'm
Pencil.
thinking, no, I don't have pencils. I'm thinking,
Oh, you don't have a
okay,
pencil?
so here, I'll back out where I was.
Mhm.
There's the
Just click on the
pencil.
pencil. Just start.
So I was in the wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Let's just go with that.
Now I match you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
let's just go with that. Okay, so here's the main page for WordPress. And even if you're using WordPress.org, it's a little similar, it's a little bit different, and you'll see there'll be a difference with the bar at the top. Okay, the bar at the top. So the pencil is just a way to get you to a place where you can start building and making things. Okay, so if I look at the screen here, you'll see I have some settings on the side. So do you see the settings on the left side? Go all the way down. The first one I'm going to change. So go all the way down on the left side here. And you see where it says Advanced Settings? I want you to click on that first. Under Advanced Settings, you'll see your name. You'll see a slug, author, post information, visibility, public, stick to the front page, show likes, show sharing buttons, allow comments, allow piggybacks, and trackbacks. Now, the biggest problem you're going to run into is that by default your blog or whatever you're making is kind of open to the world. Okay, so and if you make a page that's open to the world, you're going to get a bunch of people who are going to make comments, who are going to put their advertisements on your page in the comment section. They're going to put in, you know, all kinds of ads, even some might even be pornographic and things and like that nature. So probably the best thing to do is maybe if while you're building and learning is to turn off allow comments, right? Do you want people, you know, commenting on your page? Probably not yet. Maybe in the future, yeah. But while you're starting and building and doing things, I'm going to turn that off. So I'm going to turn allow pingbacks, allow comments, allow sharing buttons, and show likes. I'm going to turn all those off. Okay. Yes?
I can't find those. I hit that advanced one and nothing seemed to happen. The back one? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay, and then go scroll down. scroll down, scroll. Okay, you need to click the button, click it once, just once. Okay, then scroll down. Okay, you're clicking too many times. Click once, click on this button, click, okay, and scroll down, scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, I'm turning these 3 or 4 things off. Okay. Okay, so let's just make a post. So in this case, it's asking us for a new draft. What is it asking us to do? Well, it's asking you to make a page, basically. It's saying, hey, why don't you make a page? Okay, so I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top. So you can give your page a title. So where it says title up here, you can make a title. I'm making an art page. I gave you art already, so you can say my art page. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So you put a title in there. Then if you want to add a picture, well, let's type in some text first down here. So again, you have a title of a page, and then you can type in some text down here. This is a website of my art. And then put a period, and then I'm going to hit return. So type in some text here, a phrase, and then hit return. And we're going to put an image in here. Okay, so how this works is it works kind of like a word processing program, right? You have a big box in here. I'm making, basically I'm making a blog right now. We haven't really gone into pages or anything. We're making one post, okay? You have your name, the title at the top, and then here. So let's talk a little bit about the SEO. Remember the SEO? It says SEO ready, right? Did you see that in the video, right? Okay, so the title that you put up here is going to be an H1 tag automatically. What is the H1 tag? Well, when Google reads the content of your web page and tries to make priorities of what the content of the page is, it looks to the H1 tag as the title of the page, and so it uses that as sort of the topic of where you would be inside of Google. So your title, you might want to maybe use some special words that you think people would type into Google to find you. Now it says my art page. Google's not going to find that. But what if it was a business, right? I'm selling something in San Jose. I make flowers, a flower shop in San Jose, right? I might put in, Jeff's Raskoff using your name, because somebody might search by your name. Flower shop in San Jose. Okay, what am I looking for? Somebody typing in maybe my name, the name of my store, it might be, Jeff's Flowers in San Jose. I'm looking for people typing in flowers in San Jose, right? So putting keywords, we call them keywords when we talk internet marketing, in your title is a very important part of people finding. Now I know this is just a sample, I'm just pointing it out now. So somebody who has a business, you put in business words where people would type to find you in there. Okay, let's get down to here. We want to put a picture in there so you have some text in there. How you do this is like I just told you before. How WordPress works is you will import a picture into the program. It'll be stored in a media folder. Then you can take it from the media folder and put it onto your post. So here's how we're going to do it. You click on where it says Add Media. Do you see it right here? Add Media. It says Select, Drop Files Anywhere, or Upload a File, right? Now, I gave you a folder. It's on your desktop with some photos in it, right? Here we go. You go Select Files. Go to your desktop, wherever desktop is. Find your folder. I called it Raskoff Art, right? Inside Raskoff Art, there should be a folder for paintings as well as pottery. I'm going to put a painting on, so I'm going to go to the paintings folder, and I'm going to choose a nice painting, and I'm going to hit Open. I'm going to hit Open. Yep, into the WordPress environment, and we're going to have a lot of pictures today. We're going to make slideshows, we're going to make galleries and all kinds of things. the first thing that you're going to notice over here is certain things that it's going to do to your picture. Okay, you have an alignment feature. Okay, what that is saying is, how do I want it aligned on my page? Do I want it left aligned, center on my page, or right aligned? So you're going to have three options underneath here. So let's click on that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's start at the top. I'm sorry. Let's go. I'm going to go back to the top for just a moment. So scroll up if you're down a little bit. First thing you're going to do is you're going to have the URL to the picture right here, right? In addition, you'll notice that this picture is 2,980 pixels by 2,088 pixels. It's really big, really big. Okay, it'll take up the whole page. So, but what WordPress will do is it will make you smaller versions of your picture. That's what I was trying to say before. I don't have to go into Photoshop and resize this to fit on my screen. It'll do it for me. Okay. This is kind of the link to the picture right here. In addition, you have a title of the picture here. You can have a caption. This will be text that will be next to your photo. Okay. So if you want to have a caption for your photo here, you can put it here. You can say pink flowers or whatever you want to type. And they're for sale. You want to buy one? I don't know. So what is the caption? Again, you don't have to put a caption in there. You can leave it blank. But what this is it'll be text that goes down underneath your picture. So your picture can have text associated with it. You don't have to do that.
Back to like the size of the image, the one thing about if you upload the full image size, if you've got limited space, right, it's uploading the full thing, so if you're end up with 1,000 pictures on there, so you're using up your space, and then you're going to be, so that would be a reason to cut.
Yeah, if you have a limited WordPress space, then you might want to shrink it down and make a more normal size. So that's a good point. If you have limited, I signed up for unlimited space, so I can probably put any size picture I want on my WordPress. Not this one, but I meant the WordPress.org thing that we're going to do later.
The free ones have limited amount of space. I mean, I think it's huge, but still, if you're doing this for several years.
Yeah. If you're a photographer and you have 1,000 photos and they're all 10 megabytes a piece, they're going to take up a lot of space.
But if you're shooting with your iPhone, you don't have to worry about it. It's pretty small, right?
Well, they're like 3 megabytes. This is 1 megabyte, so. But you can see how they could get big fast. So you don't have to keep a caption on your picture if you don't want to. Let's scroll down a little bit. And then you have alt text. You have to put in alt text. Okay, so the alt text should be text that, so of course this comes down to an accessibility issue. Accessibility is the term that we use to describe how, if somebody cannot see the site, it reads it to them, right? Well, the screen reader that we use here at campus is called JAWS, and JAWS reads the content of the page to somebody who might not be able to see the screen. And of course, when it gets to a picture, it can't read the pixels in the picture, so it reads alternative text to the picture. So you should put alternative text to your photos that describe what the photo is. If it's a photo, you might even say it's a photo, pink flower photo or something like that. That way when it reads it to them, it tells them and gives them a description of what it is. So this is watercolor of pink flowers or something. This is a watercolor of pink flowers. How about that? That's a nice. In addition, you can write a longer description, or you can leave that blank. So it's a little bit longer than the alt tag. It's a description that goes along with your picture. Not really sure. You can probably leave that blank.
Isn't this what the Google search engine will be looking for?
A description, the Google search engine uses the alt tags than the description. Maybe the description of the web page itself, but not the description of the images.
Of the pictures in it.
Yeah, I would say that the search engine would look more towards the alt tag than the description.
So how would the description like this go? Would it be alright to say this is not my own work?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, something
Yeah,
like that.
I just feel the need to say it.
Okay. So I'm not really sure how important a description is, or I think that the purpose of it there is to give you a longer description of the picture, because maybe it's a complex picture that's describing a process of something, right? You might have a diagram that's in a digital diagram or something, and you might need to write that, more than just the alt tag is what I'm trying to say. I believe that's sort of what the description is for.
And that'll be read to the person?
Yeah, if somebody cannot see a web page, they have what's called screen readers. Plus, it also helps with the search engine. If you go into Google Images, right? You ever go into Google Images? Google Images looks for the alt tag and puts the things in there because of that. In addition, like I said, we have alignment, right? We're going to have left, center, right, or none. So, however, I'm going to leave mine on the left for now. Or you want it center? Let's try center. We'll do center. The next one is link to. What is link to? Well, link to is when the person clicks on the picture, what do you want it to do? Okay. You can have it go to a different page. You can have it go to a custom URL. Well, what would a custom URL? Well, if somebody clicks on the picture, you want them to go to Google. You could go in there, custom URL, and type in google.com. What would the attachment page? Would be another page on your website, right? Maybe I have, when they click on the picture, it goes to a main page with a whole bunch of watercolors on it. So I can do that too. So you can have it do an internal. We use the word internal link when it goes from page to page inside your website or inside your blog. Or you can have it go outside. Custom URL would be an outside link, like I said, like Google or somewhere outside in the world. And in media files, it's going to show you a bigger version of the picture. So the default is when the person clicks on there, it opens up the image of the picture.
So the custom URL would be like YouTube?
Yeah, if you go to custom URL, you can then type in where you want it to go. I can say, oh, okay, I want it to go to Google. And so when the person clicks on the picture on the web blog or wherever it is, it'll go to Google. So you can customize where it goes when they click on the picture, is what I'm trying to say.
So you can customize it to go to the sales page to buy it. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can have it go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
That's what the whole point is. The default, though, like I said, is it goes to itself. It shows you it shows you a larger version of the picture. Because a lot of people want to see when they see a picture, that, you get a little thumbnail on the page, which is what I'm going to say. This is it right here. How big do you want it to show up on your page? Remember, it's 2,000 by 2,000 up there, right? But it's only going to display on the page 300 by 210, or you can change how big you want it on the page right here. Right? Do you want a little thumbnail? Do you want a medium one? Do you want a large one? Or do you want the full size on your page? Oof. Don't choose full size; it'll take up the entire web page. But so it's trying to make determinations for you. It saw how big your picture was, so it's giving you different choices for you to put it on your page. But this is a real advantage of WordPress, having it scale your pictures. So you don't have to. I used to have to go and make like 3 different versions. In fact, I do that now. I do that right now. If you think about it. Here, we go to one of my pages here. Here's the problem I have. If I go to one of my pages, I go to one of my product pages. Okay, I have one size here, right? This is one size right there. I go to the product page. There's another size right here. When I click on it, it shows me another size right there. So I have that's 3 different files on the server, and then I got a photo gallery here, which has more size here, another size here, another size there. I got picture, and I have to resize them in Photoshop and save them as a separate file on the server, and then program them using the HTML, and you're just like, WordPress. Okay, so I mean, that part, where was I at? Here I was. Okay. So when you're done, choose your size, whatever you want. You can say insert post, and it'll put it there. Remember I said put it in the center, so it's in the center. Okay, let's talk about formatting some text. This text right here is kind of like a subtitle. It's not the main title, right? My art page is the main title, right? So this is kind of like a subtitle. So whenever you're making subtitles, we usually use the standard HTML that we're used to, right? We're used to, I already said the title is H1, right? You know, some of us are in the HTML class, right? The title is going to be H1, okay? But in this case, if I want this to be a subtitle, I usually use H2 or H3. Okay, how do I do that? And so I can select the text right here. And how do I change it? I know how to do it in WordPress.org. I don't know about this one. Hold on. You got to toggle more options right here. Toggle more options right here. See where it says toggle right here? The very last one right here, toggle. It's going to show you more options. We're going to go through each and every one of them and what they do. So again, you got to show more options right here. Once you get the second row right here, the second row is powerful. It has a whole bunch of really useful features that will help you in your web page. Okay, so again, right here it says paragraph. Do you see where it says paragraph? I've selected my text. Do you see where it says paragraph? I'm going to click on the pull down menu. And again, heading 1, do not use that for heading 1. You want to use heading 2 or heading 3 or H2 or H3. Heading 1 is this one. It's already being used. Don't use that one. Use heading 2 or heading 3 for your subtitle. And then if you want to center it, we can hit the center align button, which is right here. Again, you can do left align, center align, or right align. Yes?
My drop-down menu's not showing up.
Sometimes it gets frozen like that. So I have to fix that is to use the refresh. And then. Okay, so let's talk about hers was not working, and yours is not working either. This is a problem with this program because it's using a database and PHP, and it's all running through the browser, right? So you have refresh issues sometimes. What I mean by that is the program gets kind of stuck. Yeah, refresh there. Try that. So if it gets
Oh, I'm sorry.
finish. I'm trying to figure it out myself here. Oh, it was updating. I didn't want you to update. You need to start using Mac, I think, and none of this
Okay.
crap.
Then I go home and I have to
Love that. You go buy yourself a Mac?
okay. Well, just because you said so.
Okay, I don't know. We're gonna have to try and get back now.
Oh, now that's not
Hold on, I have to pause my video. It's right here on your browser. Now, as you go and build things in WordPress, it automatically saves. Okay, so it's a draft. See where it says save draft right there? Once you save your draft, so hit save draft over here in the corner. It actually will auto-save now. And you don't need to view post. You can close with the X right here. So once you save, it'll keep auto-saving. At least, I'm not sure about WordPress.com, but when you're using WordPress.org and you have it on your server, it's a little different looking than this, but it's pretty much the same. And as you are building, you are there. If you want to see what your page looks like as you're working and you want to see what it looks like, you can hit publish right here or preview right here. And it'll show you what it looks like. I hit preview, and this is what my site looks like currently. It's a couple things you'll notice right off the bat. One of them, and this is the default theme. You see, it's pretty ugly, right? There's no theme here, really. You know, it's just a plain page. So you saw some of the sites before. We're gonna use a different theme, and it'll change the way it looks. The other thing you'll notice right now is it says uncategorized right there. Whenever you make a post, when we call it a post is a blog post. whenever you make a blog post, it needs to be jammed into some kind of category. Now, there's always one category that's there, and it's called uncategorized. You see that? So, whenever you make a post, that post needs to be in some kind of category. Because the way that a blog is made, a blog is kind of a way of associating, okay, an association. Because the way blogs were originally set up is for people to write their thoughts or write something about something. And usually when you write something, it's usually in a category. This is art, or this is design, or this is photography, or this is that. So every blog post has to be in a category. And by default, there's one called uncategorized. So we'll go and we'll learn how to make our own categories. And the advantage of being in a certain category and running categories, that blogs can be grouped together in a category, right? If you want to take one blog and put it with somebody. So maybe you're writing about the sharks, right? The sharks are going to win today, right? Hockey. I'm sorry. So maybe you're making a blog about the Sharks hockey. You can make your own category, Sharks hockey. And then maybe somebody else has a blog that says Sharks hockey, and then maybe somebody else has a blog that says Sharks hockey, and then people can get those blogs and put them together, and they could all be Sharks hockey. You see that? It's kind of grouping. It's the way that people that write blogs can group things together. Okay, so right now that's the first thing we see. Then we see our name, or whatever the title of our page was, and then of course the date. One of the things about all blog posts is that a blog post has a date to it. It has an association. And again, the reason why it does that is it keeps building on top of each other.
Oh, that's Windows, it's your open here. Oh, hello.
I'm going to hit return after this, so that it goes on its own line, which puts you after the end. Okay. Hit return with the keyboard. Okay. So, scroll up. I don't know what happened to your text. Oh, yeah. I don't know why your window is so small. You might want to make your window, you might want to change the resolution of the monitor so that you have more space. Where else do we have? Oh, we have, of course, remember the subtitle here? What was that? H2, I think something like that, right? And then we have the picture, right? And then here's my caption. Remember doing the caption, right? And then if I click on the picture, it shows me a bigger version. Remember we did that when we put the picture in there, right? Okay, so you have your own first post. You can actually close that and go back. You can hit the X. I hit an X to close it and go back to this. So when you're doing the preview, it opens a new window. So keep that in mind, because that's a very confusing thing about when you're working with WordPress, is when you're doing preview and publishing and opening new windows. And so what you're going to get, look how the collection I have across the top now. Those are pages I've been working with, right? You know, my email address, Angel is still in there. But every time you say preview and publish, it makes a new window. So you're going to have a big strong string of them that goes across the top. So you'll start stacking up. So just be aware of that. Okay, let's get back to it. So everybody got back to this page? Are you guys back on here?
I did publish, was I supposed to? I got it.
We were in preview, so we can see what it looks like, the preview. It'll show you what your post looks like. Yours looks a little different than mine. It just depends on the theme, maybe. It's okay. Okay, and when you're done, it opens a new window, so you can hit the X here and go back to your editing. That's what I was talking about. You're cool, you're in the right spot. You're cool and you're in the right spot. Okay, everybody ready to continue? Okay. So I'm going to go all the way down after my picture. Down here, after my caption here. And I'm going to hit return on the keyboard to make a new paragraph. When you do that, it makes a paragraph break or a P break. So go all the way down after your picture and hit return, and your cursor should be flashing down here. Notice there's a P down here. What is the P? That's a P tag. P means paragraph break. Okay, those of you who know HTML. If you want to see the HTML, You have a visual look when you're working in WordPress as well as an HTML look here. So if you click on the HTML look in this program, you can actually see what the HTML looks like. You can actually alter the code. Again, I clicked on HTML right here.
Mine says H2.
Visual HTML. Because it still thinks it's a heading. When you need somebody, you can go up there and change it to P paragraph. I don't know, there's something. Yeah. We need you to use Mac, I think.
I'll go on to Mac.
After we take a break, we'll come back and you can start on Mac. How about that? I think the problem is your resolution of that monitor is really small, so everything is jammed together and it's hard to see what's going on. Okay, let's continue. Notice you can add your own tags. Here, look, these are the common HTML tags, right? You got a bold for your text, you got I for italics, link, quote, so on, so on, so on. You see that? Okay, let's go back to visual. Some people like visual looking. Okay, let's talk about some of the things. So we're right here. Let's have a list of the kind of art that we like to do. So I'm going to type in list of my art. And I'm going to hit return again. And to make a list is you got these ones right here. You got a bulleted list or a numbered list. A bulleted list or a numbered list. So I'm going to hit bulleted list. And what kind of art do I like to do? I like to do watercolors. I like to do photography. I like to do ceramics. I like to do, what else do we like to do? Printing or printmaking, which I think I'm going to do tonight when I get home, hopefully, if I'm not too tired. I just bought some paper and I got an etching press. And we'll make some prints maybe. I just bought some new paper now. They had a big sale at the University Art, 20% off. Bought some paper. Okay, so you can do this kind of list, right? Bullets, or you can do numbered right here. If I hit return again, it makes a bullet, and I don't want no more bullets anymore. I hit return again, hit return twice, and it'll get rid of the bullet. Let's put a quote in here. What's Picasso's famous quote? Oh, look, here's a quote right here. See how it says block quote right there? There's a quote. What's Picasso's famous quote? I don't know that one.
Is there an undo yours?
No, there's no undo. This is not like, yeah. So in this case, I'm going to put a quote. So you still have to put the quotes. It's just block quote just tells it to be a block of data. And I'm going to put in Picasso's famous saying is, good artist borrow. Is there two W's? Borrow. Borrow. But great artist steal. Picasso? Pi, P-I-A-C-I-S-O? No, I don't know how to spell Picasso.
P-I-C?
P-I-C.
A-S-S-O?
Thank you. And how you spell borrow? Look, it's spell check.
And then you just click on it again to end it?
B-O, borrow.
B-O-O-B-O-R-R-O-W.
Borrow. There we go. And then we can put another quote. And then hit return again. And you need to turn the block quote off. Is right here. Block quote off. So you need to turn it off. Now, if you want to put a line between data, the one next to it is this one. It's called a horizontal line. So if you want a horizontal line on your page, it just puts a little line that goes across your page. And then you can hit return again to get the cursor under the line. Now we've already looked at line left, align center, align right. The next ones are going to be links or remove link. Link or remove link. I'm going to say go read more on Wikipedia. And so then if I want to make a link to Wikipedia, I can highlight the text that's there. And to make a link is a little, it looks like a chain right here. See where it looks like a chain right here? If I click on that chain, it's going to ask me for the URL. Whenever we're doing an absolute link is a link that's on the internet. An absolute link is a link that's on the internet. It always starts with the protocol. The protocol for a link is http:////. And then I'm going to type in www.wiki. .org. Sorry, it's a little sloppy. http:// So this is the protocol. You need to type it in, the URL, the protocol. So in the URL for the link, I'm going to type in http://www.wiki.org. In addition, it shows you the text that you have highlighted when you made the link, right? Remember I highlighted the Wikipedia text on the page? Now you need to make a decision here. Do you want it to, when the person clicks on it, remove your blog and go and remove the blog and go to the page, or do you want to open in a new window over top so you have your page? So you got open link in a new window. Will keep your blog open and it'll open up the Wikipedia over top of it, and the person would have to close it to go back to the thing. Or do you want it when they click on it, it removes your page and puts the Wikipedia there? It's up to you. You know, I mean, you're the person deciding how the person's going to use your web page, right? Or your blog. So, then there's an option here that talks about using existing pages. Okay, let's talk about this for a moment. Now, we haven't made any pages. Do you remember the first example I showed you today where I said, oh, look at the one I made about a month ago about digital media, right? And I had a navigational bar that went across the top, right? Well, we don't have any pages right now. We only have one page, and that the page is about. So right now we're making a blog, which is kind of one big page. It's not really a page, it's a post. So in this system that we're working on here, it actually has two different ways of describing what you're making. One of them is a page, the other one's a post. And they're kind of different, okay? They're kind of different. A post, again, is kind of a big, long stream. Think of it as a stream. And the other one's kind of static, right? It doesn't really flow. It's just a static page. Now, you can use WordPress to make just a page, which is like a website. Like some of us want to make a website. You would use all pages, no posts, really. Or you can make it for somebody who wants to be a writer and just make a post and have posts. So what you're looking at here when you hit or link to existing content, it automatically makes a page because it's a default page and it's the about page. So you know, after we're going to go have some lunch in a little bit, in about 15 minutes, we're going to go have lunch because we're getting hungry. When we come back, we can start again. Instead of making a blog, we can make posts, or no, we will make pages, okay, and things like that. So I'm just pointing that out. You could link to the page, right? We're in the linking section, right? The person's linking, they're going to Wikipedia right now, right? But instead of going to Wikipedia, I can have them go to a page in my website, right? So you can make multiple pages, and as they click on a link, hey, read about this, click, you can have them go to a page with something that you wrote, or selling something, or whatever. So that's what this window is telling you. How do you want to do it? Now, I'm not linking in my site. I'm still going to Wikipedia here, so I'm not going to worry about this. You don't need that right now. We'll look at that later. But I'm going to say add link. So if you scroll down and see what we got, it says, go read more on Wikipedia. Do you see that? Okay, let's continue. I'm going to get through all these menu items before we go to lunch, okay? I'm going to get through all of these. Because they're going to be the same on WordPress.org, okay? Now, the reason why we're starting on this WordPress.com is it's kind of the same as WordPress.org.
How do I lost my page, I hit that X, how do I get back to it? Because I did save the draft. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do lunchtime, I'll redo all this stuff. I had it.
I don't know. Click on this. No, go ahead and save the draft for It's not easy to use, I know that.
That's okay, during
Because if
lunchtime,
it
I'll
wants
redo
to,
everything.
yeah, why don't you just do that? I don't know how to get you back. You need to start using Mac. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to hit return again, make another paragraph break. Let's go through a couple more of these options that you have in here. Okay, let's talk about this one. Read more tag. Read more tag. So, if you've ever read a blog before, a lot of blogs are long. Right? Somebody might write a whole article on something, right? So what they do is they give you an option that's called read more. So let's think about it for a moment. If I'm looking at a blog, and everything to erase with, I had something to erase with. Green thing. Okay, so when you're making a blog, okay, here's my webpage. You're gonna have one post. Here's an article. Here's another post. Here's another post. Okay, the problem is if you make a post and it's really long, what it does is it pushes all these down, 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 and you got a really long article there. And in order for them to get to your previous post, they have to scroll, 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 because this is a really big one. So what you can do, instead of having a really long article, you can have a small paragraph of what you want to write. Then you can insert this, which is read more, and then have the more part here. So when this is posted onto the blog, it is posted onto the blog as the top chunk with some text here that says read more. That way your other things are still here and they're not pushed down. So when you click on the read more, then it opens up. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean by that? Okay, so that's what this option is for. You insert this here, and then you have your read more text underneath it. And then when it's posted, this stuff that's underneath the read more is not hidden unless the person hits the read more. Does that make sense? I'm not going to put it in right now because I don't have enough text right now. But do you understand why it's here?
Where's that located at the top?
It's this one. It's next to the remove link. It's called read more. Insert read more. It's for long articles that you want to split up into pieces.
I guess
This one.
which one?
This one. Hold my finger.
Oh,
Insert read more. Okay. Then you would write what you want the person to read more underneath it.
okay, good.
Okay. What's that?
Just when I was in the link, I embed it in.
Okay, well, you just need to, I don't know, delete this text. And I would click there. Delete. Okay, and then put the cursor there. In front of the H. Click. Hit surrounding to make the space button. Space. Give it space. Oh, you didn't want it there? I don't know what it's there.
I was following searching for.
Okay, why don't you type down here and type in go to Wikipedia right there. Type in go to, and then just grab this so you can highlight, put your, no, you need to do that. You don't need to type that in. You can delete. Or Or I don't know how you got that there. I don't know. Put in go, yeah, just delete that.
Delete.
You didn't delete on the keyboard or anything like that. Put down here, go to Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia. And highlight the text. Either way, it's up to you. And make a link, is this one right here? No, this one right here. Yeah, click. And you type in HTTP. Colon. There you go. Okay. And hit admin. Okay, so that's what I did there. And I hit return. Okay. And then use this to add, so you can see more options. Click on that. Yes. So there's more options here, which we're talking about. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay. So here we got the go to Wikipedia. So you saw what the read more. It'll put a line that goes across, and then you put whatever text underneath it you want for more information. Then this one is proofreading writing. I'm not sure what that does. I don't know. Not sure. Full screen. I'm not sure what that does. Okay, but then here's the options for the HTML kind of text. Then we have underlined text, so we can type in some text. Let's type in, this is some text. And we can highlight that, so you can try the underline. You can say justify. Well, that's not a paragraph, so that's not really going to work. You can change the color of the text right here. So if you want to color some text, is this one right here, color of text. You can customize your text. You can put in your hexadecimal values if you know what hexadecimal value you want, right? So those of you who have learned HTML and learned your hexadecimal values, you can put in your favorite one. What is my favorite hexadecimal value? Nobody's been in my HTML class before. No. My favorite is light sky blue, 33CCFF. 33CCFF. Light sky blue. So again, I'm highlighting some text. It doesn't matter what text you highlight. I'm just trying it. Highlight some text. Go here to where it says color. Now there's some pre-made colors right here, but if you want to make your own color, right? I like my own color. You can go to where it says custom. Do you see where it says custom? You click on custom and you can dial in your own RGB values if you want. Hear them? You click in here, hey, my own RGB values. Or you can type in, these are called hexadecimal values. They are the original text values that we used to use for HTML. And like I said, my favorite was 33CCFF. Whoosh. And if you hit OK, it'll actually color your text. There it is. Okay? So that's a common thing that you want to do. Okay, let's continue. This one is paste as text. This is very important if you want to copy. So let's say you want to copy an article from somewhere and paste it into WordPress, right? So one of the problems is if you go to Wikipedia, right, you're going to go to Wikipedia and it's going to have a bunch of tags and formatting to it. Or if you copy and paste from Microsoft Word, sometimes all that formatting from Microsoft Word will come over to WordPress. But what if you want, like inside Microsoft Word, you ever use Word, you use paste or you use paste special, right? Why do you use paste special in Microsoft Word? So you can use unformatted text. That's what this option is for. So let's try it. So let's go to Wikipedia. I'm going to go and make a new window. I'm going to go make a new window. File, new tab. File, new tab. I'm going to go to Wikipedia. And I'm going to type in a topic. What's my topic? Painting. Again, when you go to Wikipedia, you'll see you have a bunch of text in here. But notice in the text it has hyperlinks, right? See the hyperlinks? If I copy this text from Wikipedia and put it into WordPress, it's going to bring all these hyperlinks over, unless I check that box that you just that I'm talking about right now, the plain text box. So just watch and try. So let me see. Okay, I'm gonna copy these right here. I'm gonna copy this. If I just hit Command C and copy, Command C is on a Mac. On Windows, of course, you use Control C, right? Control C to copy on Windows. If I go back to my Wikipedia here, and I'm gonna hit Return here, and if I just paste it here, Command V or Control V, notice it brings all the look at the hyperlinks came over. See them? Ah, you're like, I don't want hyperlinks. Okay, so here's what you need to do. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go to this option. It says Paste as Text. Right here, see it? Paste as Text. If I click that, yeah, paste is now a plain text mode. Do you see that? Hit OK. Now if I paste my text, Command V, notice no more hyperlinks. Okay, so this might be a very important feature to you, especially if you're copying from Microsoft Word into your blog, right? You copy from Microsoft Word into your blog, it's going to bring all that formatting over from even Microsoft Word, which none of us like the formatting of Microsoft Word, do we? Microsoft Word is painful for me. Okay, hit return, but do you see why you would use that option, right?
So they got rid of the hyperlinks, or did
Yeah.
they just made
It got rid of all the formatting, right? See, the problem with Microsoft Word is the paragraph breaks in Microsoft Word, right? And then you have a whole bunch of other things. After lunch, we'll come back. We'll be using a Word document. But just remember, we want to check this if you don't want to bring the formatting over. Okay? Because continue. Clear formatting will get rid of some formatting if you have it. So let's say, remember I colored this text right here? Remember I colored this text with my light sky blue? And I don't want it there anymore. I don't want light sky blue. And I just want to go back to this being plain text. I don't want it to be blue. I just want it to be plain text again. I can go and click the clear formatting. So highlight it, hit the clear formatting, and boom, it just removes any kind of formatting you had on your stuff. That's better than going and trying to change it back to black, because I want it to be black. Right? I change it to blue, and if I go back into color and change it to black, that formatting, telling it to have a certain color is still there. It's just telling it to be black and not blue. But I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I just want to get rid of all the color formatting so you can use the clear, this one. Okay? So that's a good one there. What is this one? Special characters. Oosh, we all know what ones we love of special characters, especially when we're typing in our famous Spanish words, right? It's Kenyatta College, not Canada College, right? You need an Enya above the N there. Right? So things like that, you can do special characters. Maybe a trademark symbol. I'm not really sure if that's in there. Let's see. Yeah, it takes you to the basically the glyphs, right? These are called glyphs. Glyphs are special characters. You get things like copyright and all that there. You see all these here. And so maybe I want to have a registered trademark next to my text. I wonder if I could register the word text. Can I register the word text? No. Okay. Special characters. This is indent, right? Sometimes you want a paragraph to be indented, right? Indent. Decrease indent. Increase indent. This is wrote or undo. No, there is an undo. There you go. You found it.
And you're in Mac, or the same thing?
Probably the same. It's the same when you're in a browser. I guess what I'm trying to say is if you were in a Mac, the screen would be bigger. Right now, your screen is really right? It's even bigger than mine. So you don't have a lot of real estate here on your building.
So
Okay.
all PCs are like that?
No, you can change the resolution.
Would you do it on the top right, just say open all the way?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll try
Mine's
to put it
open
on,
all
so
the way.
I'll put it on Mac.
Which one? Show me your option.
This is PC. Full screen.
No, it's just the resolution of her monitor in
Oh.
general. The resolution of this needs to be adjusted.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
No, when I do the, serial, listen to it.
Mhm.
Still red.
Yeah, I think it might need to do it individually. So maybe grab one word. Grab one word. There you go. I'll try. about when you copy and paste, you do it without the formatting? Okay, let's preview and then we'll go have some lunch. It's like noon and I'm hungry. Okay, so let's preview. Again, I'm going to save my draft first. Save draft. And then preview post right here. Right here is preview post. And you see my page. You see my quote. Oh, I guess I didn't have to put quotes around them twice. I got my link to Wikipedia, I got my special character, and I got my text. So, I know it took us like 3 hours to get to this point here, but, I mean, this is primarily what you primarily do in this application. All those tools I just clicked on my site that was up here. If we go down to where, let's go down here. So we got blog post, we got pages, we have themes, we have menus, we have sharing, we have users, we have plugins, we have domains, we have settings. Okay, and then we have all the different options here. Okay, so what we have right now is if you click on blog post right there and you click on it, you'll see you should have one draft up here. One draft, because we made one blog page already. That's what we were working on. So you should have at least one draft up there, right? Yes? Okay. If you want to get back to that draft, you can click on that and it'll take you back. If you want to make a new one, because we're going to make a new page, a new blog post, you're going to see. Okay, so there's an ad right there. So instead of continuing with that one's still there. That's fine. Let's make a new one. Let's hit add, and it's going to make a new one. Okay, again, it comes up with the same things that we had before. We had title. We had, it looks the same. So once you start learning how to use this, even when we make pages, right? We're going to be making pages. Pages look the same as this too. Okay, it's the same steps, no matter if you're making a page or if you're making a post. Yep.
Are pages and posts different though?
Yes, they are different. A post, like I said, will be stacked on top of each other. Think of it as a flowing river, right? There's one post, one post, one post, one post, and they're all kind of in one big long line. Where with pages, you can kind of go horizontal, and you can have a menu across the top. And think of pages as being static. It's not kind of flowing. It's more static information. So we'll do that too. We'll make some pages. You can combine them together, but right now let's make one more post. This one's going to be a ceramics page. And I'm going to call it my ceramics page. How about that? Boy, could I be any more bland than that. Then I'm going to come down here, I'm going to type in Raskoff Ceramics. Then I'm going to hit return. Now let's talk about copying and pasting from Word. Copying and pasting from Word. So in that folder I gave you, so there was a folder I gave you. So I'm gonna minimize Firefox. I'm gonna minimize Firefox. I'm gonna go to the folder. Right, I give you a folder called Raskoff Art. There should be one with Evira Raskoff right here. It's my wife's name. This is her ceramics. If you open that up, this Word document, we can actually copy and paste the ceramics information right here. I just want to show you that you can copy and paste from Microsoft Word. Again, you can open up Microsoft Word. There should be a Word document that is inside the folder I gave you called Vera Raskoff. You can copy the text from Microsoft Word by going under Edit, Copy. Highlight the text, Edit, Copy. Then I can go back to my page and say Edit, Paste. Now, since there was no formatting, I didn't have to hit this, right? But if there was formatting on this, like paragraph breaks and stuff, you would probably want to do this, right? Remember turning this on right here? Remember turning that on right there? But since there was no real formatting, if there was paragraph formatting, I would want to turn that on so I didn't get the carriage. Because it'll bring those paragraph breaks over from Microsoft Word.
I opened Word, is that what you said?
Okay, but there's a Word document in the folder. So if you read Word, how do you open a file in Word? Fabulous. Did you get your text? Fabulous. Did you notice if you copy the word ceramics, you notice there's a big space between the word ceramics and the paragraph? It's because that paragraph right came over from Microsoft Word. So if you want to get rid of that, you can, or delete it, but I'm just pointing out that things like that will come over. Okay? Okay, let's format our text, and then we're going to make what's called a photo gallery. So, again, I'm going to take this text right here. Remember the text? I'm going to use H2 or heading 2 for this. I'm going to use heading 2. In addition, I'm going to color it right here if you got text color, and I'm going to give it a nice blue color. Or, I don't know about blue. Let's do a nice warm color for ooh, look at that one. Beautiful, ugly green. And remember, if you want to make your own, you go to custom, and you can make your own color if you want. Ooh, that's the one I want. There we go. So again, color the text is this one. I'm going to put my cursor after my paragraph, and I'm going to hit return on the keyboard. Okay, so the main thing we're going to make right now is going to be called a a photo gallery. So if you think about it right now, you might want to have, maybe you went on a vacation somewhere and you want to have pictures of all your vacation kind of stacked in a grid on your blog like this, right? Like that. Okay. We're going to make something like this, and then when the person clicks on it, it can open to a bigger version or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to make a grid of photos like that. They call it a photo gallery inside of WordPress. To do that, of course, you need a new spot. Here, look, see how I hit return after my paragraph? See how I hit return? I got a new spot, so I'm going to build my photo gallery right there. Again, to build your photo gallery is in the Add Media. Add Media. So I'm going to click on Add Media. Now, if you notice in the Add Media one, if you look in the upper left corner over here, you got Insert Media, but then there's one that says Create Gallery. Do you see that one? I'm going to click on Create Gallery. Once we say Create Gallery, we need to go and find our images. Do you notice where it says Upload Files right here? So it should say, again, Create Gallery, Upload Files. Do you see that? I'm going to click on the Upload Files. I'm going to select my files right here. This will go to the operating system right here if you go here. And look at all the different types. You got JPEGs, you got PNGs, you got GIFs, you got PDFs, you got docs, you got PPTs, you got ODTs, all kinds of things you can bring in. If I hit select files, I can then go, and I'm going to go to the Pottery Photos folder, right? You should have a folder with the Raskoff art, right? You should have a Raskoff art folder. I have Pottery Photos right there. I want you to choose, I don't know, you can hold down the Command key or what is on Windows to select, or you can select them all if you want. I don't know, by using the shift and click on all of them if you want. But that's too many. How about if I do about this many?
You said create gallery should be here somewhere? Yeah.
Hold on one second. And if I hit open, so choose a bunch of photos. You can use the shift key to select multiple images, and it'll bring them all in. Watch them all come in. Now they're all selected, and you can say open. Okay, once they're in there, you should give them at least the alt tag. You might not need to make a caption for each of them, but since they're in here, you can select each one of them. And probably the easiest way is to copy the title. I'm going to copy the title and paste it in the alt tag. Go to this one, copy the title, paste it in the alt tag. Go to this one, copy the title, paste it in the alt tag. Go to the title, paste it in the alt tag. Go to this one, copy, paste. I don't know. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I don't know. But you should do it, at least an alt tag. Copying the title and pasting it in each one.
And you can put in multiple tags, correct?
Multiple tags?
You can put in more than one tag?
Alt tag?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a sentence. It could be more than one word. Yeah.
But I mean, can you, like with tags, can you put in like different topics? Like it could be art, it could be watercolors, it could be, I mean, can you do that? Can you put in multiple?
It's actually partly a description. It's all text, not alt tag.
Got it, okay.
So it's got 8 different tags.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be one kind of line. If that's a word, you know. Oh, okay, and I already have that one. So I have a group of photos all together. As long as they're checked, you can then say create gallery, new gallery right here. Say create new gallery. It'll give you an option. These options now are asking you how you want to deal with the images, okay? What is the person seeing? How many columns? So right now you'll notice it says link to, okay? And so it says attachment page. Remember we talked about that? So if you wanted to link to the bigger one, the bigger picture of the thing, because right now it's going to make a thumbnail and it's going to put the thumbnail on the page. And if you want the person, when they click on the thumbnail, to see a bigger picture, you want to use media file. See where it says link to media file, not attachment page. What attachment page means, it just stays on the same page. You don't really, I don't think it goes anywhere. Yeah?
Where did you get to gallery settings?
Oh, I said create gallery in the lower right corner. Is that what you're asking me? Okay, so let's look at the pictures. I'm going to finish this right here. So again, you have media file. It'll give you. It'll open the picture up into a larger one. You can tell how many columns across you want. Columns are how many. Right now, you see the grid I drew on the board. That's 3 columns right there, right? You see three pictures across, so 3 columns. You can random order so that it changes the order around each time. You can change the thumbnail. Right now it's going to give you a small one. When you click on it, it'll give you a bigger one. Then it says the type. Okay, do you want tiled mosaic, square tiles, circles, tiled columns, or slideshow? What is a slideshow? So, I don't know. What do we could try any of them. Let's make another. You want to try that? Well, let's try. We could say the grid first. Let's try the grid. Let's say insert gallery. Okay, and there they are. See them right there? They're in a grid. I can save my draft if I want. Okay, if you want to preview it, let's see what it looks like inside there. You see it? Here it is. And you got my pictures. You click on them, you can get to a bigger version. See that? Oh, isn't that nice? It's a bigger version right there. See that? Okay, you can even have people write a comment. You can close it in the upper left corner there. Okay. If you want to go back to editing, you can see down here it says edit, or you can close this window and it'll go back to the editing. You want to try the slideshow one? I'm going to put my cursor after my pictures here, after my gallery, and I'm going to hit return. Oh, it deleted it, didn't it? It deleted them. Hold on. Let's not do that. Oh, I can't undo, can I? Where's the undo? Where's the undo? Oh, this one. There we go. I want to have something after this gallery. There we go. I think it went to a new line. Did it go to a new line? Yeah, there it is. So somehow get your cursor at the end. How about a slideshow? So let's try a slideshow. Now, one thing about WordPress is you don't need to import the pictures again. They're already in WordPress, right? They're already there, so you don't need to import them again. So if I want to take the pictures I used in my grid right here, or whatever that is right there, and I want to make a slideshow kind of thing out of them, I don't need to import them again. You can go back to the add media. Go right back. So find a new spot. I just made a new spot below my grid there. Find a new spot. I can go back to my add media. My photos are all still there. I could say create gallery. I'm going to go over here to create gallery. Now I don't have to upload again. All I need to do is I can select the pictures I want I'm holding down the command key or the shift key, whatever one you want to use to select them. So select the pictures you want, right? So you don't have to go and import them again. Again, I said create gallery. I select the photos I want. They're already in WordPress. I say create new gallery here. And this time let's try, instead of doing the type here, let's try, and again I'm going to change media file here. And let's try type here. Let's try, I don't know, let's try slideshow. I don't know. Or you can try tiled mosaic and see what that does. I'm going to try slideshow right here. See what that does. And then I'm going to say insert gallery. No, it looks the same, doesn't it? Looks the same. Yeah, let me save my draft and let me publish it. Let me see what it looks like. There we go. So there's the grid. Oh, here's the slideshow. Oh, it has little arrows you can click on. Wonder if you could get them to... Now, I'm sure there's a plugin that you can get to do that. There's all kinds of plugins. We haven't even got the plugins yet. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do, because a lot of you are going to have images, right? You know, most people don't just have blog. So I'm going to go back to my page. Okay, everybody cool? You ready for me to continue? No? Lights and things like that. So, one of the things that you see over here maybe, remember we have all these different settings over here. So again, click on my site over here. Over here, my site. And then we're going to go down to the configuring pieces here. You got your sharing, where you connect it with your Twitter, your Google Plus, your LinkedIn, your Tumblr, and your Path, so you can connect your web page with them. So when you connect your web page with the social media, what image is going to show up on social media? So what you can do is there's a special image in your blog. There's a special image in your blog, and that special image in your blog is the where is it? It's the where's my special image? Not site. Hold on, I gotta find it. My site. Hold on, I gotta find it. Where am I at here? Well, it was on my site, right? And I was talking about sharing, right? To get to the special image, maybe it's under settings. No. I guess it's let's see, domains. Maybe it's under theme. Detail, hold on. Okay. Hold on, I'm getting there. Blog posts. Oh, I only have one draft. Oh, I have one published and one draft. I guess we published the first one, didn't we? Hold on, let me go into my page.
I think I found it.
The featured image. So yeah, if you go to edit your page, I'm sorry, let's go back to editing our page. So go to one of your pages and go to edit page. Is that what you were going to tell me?
No,
Oh,
that's fine.
okay. or click the pencil here. Somehow get to one of your pages. I'm still on my ceramics page. Then you can have tags for your so I'm going to look over here on this side over here. So once you're in your page, you should have some options over here, right? You have tags and categories, right? So right now there's only one category. It's called uncategorized, and you have one, and you have no tags. Tags are like they're like keywords, right? Remember we talked about search engine optimization and how people would find your website, right? So what the tags could be for this page could be, you know, since it's ceramics, it would be Raskov, ceramics, and you can hit the return key, or not return. I'm sorry, the this thing. What is this thing called? I'm losing my mind already. On your keyboard, you have a word, and then you hit the what's this thing called? The one underneath. Comma? Not a comma. Is it a comma?
Yeah.
Okay, comma. Okay, sorry, comma then.
So
So I typed in a word and I hit, and then I hit comma and then space. Let's type in another word. Pottery. Comma, and it does that. So look, it's building these words up that go along with this document. It's like a tag cloud. Anybody heard of a tag cloud?
Mm-hmm.
You know what a tag cloud is? A tag cloud is a group of text that relate to a subject online. So again, I'm typing in pottery, and you put my name in maybe. You put a space in there for 2 words, but you hit the little comma, and it does that. Do you see that? So these tags then go along with your blog post.
did you hit the comma?
No, I don't know what it is called. It's that one.
Yeah.
But you got to type in some words. So type in some words. Okay. We're in tags in categories.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about tags. Okay, so we're putting in tags that relate to the content of your blog.
Right.
You type them in and then hit this one right there, that comma. Okay. Tags and categories. Tags and categories. And scroll, scroll down. You should really change the resolution so the screen is not so big. Okay, that's all. You want to see? Would you mind it being bigger? I mean, it's really hard when you don't have a lot of real estate on your screen here. You can go all the way up to here if you've got good eyes, I hope. You can see a lot more?
Yeah.
Is that better maybe? We can even make this window bigger. See all the space we got now? Okay, so we're putting tags. Tags are text that relate to the content, and you put them like in categories. So you type in a word and then hit tags right here. So yeah, so type in the word ceramics. Ceramics. And then hit this key right there. This one. Okay, now type another word. These are like words that relate to your topic. Painting, whatever. People. So you do that a couple times. That's where I'm at. You don't have to do anything with it. You just type them in. In addition, you can add a category, right? You don't want to leave your blog post uncategorized. So we can add a category here. Since this is ceramics, maybe we type in the word, under the word category, type in the word ceramics. Do the same thing with the little, what's that, comma? And you can have more than one category, right? Because your blog post might be in ceramics, and I do ceramics in San Jose. I might say ceramics San Jose, like that. So think of your category of, where, so you can have more than one category, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think so. In your blog post. Same with the tags. They're both used, you need to think of a blog as like a living thing, right? It has relationships with other things out there, right? And You know, the whole purpose of a blog is that you would post your thoughts and your ideas online, and other people would come and read them and think you're smart and good. Hopefully, both good and smart. You could be bad and evil, I guess. And then there's all kinds of readers out there that read blogs and post them and group them together, right? Things like that. Okay, and then here's the one I was talking about. If you scroll down a little bit, there's one called a featured image. So if you take your blog and you associate it with a social media, what it's going to do is it's going to post an image. You ever on your Facebook page, right? You ever on your Facebook page, you link to somebody else, or they link to you, or you post an article, or you find an article online and you say, hey, this is a great article, and then you click on Facebook and it goes onto your Facebook page. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Right? So what picture is Facebook going to show for that article? Featured image. So this featured image that you're looking at here is your face of your blog post. It is, if somebody links your blog post to Facebook, what image is going to show on Facebook, and that's what the featured image is. Okay, so this featured image right here is the image that people would post. So you can grab an image if you want from your gallery if you want. You can upload a new one if you want. You can upload a new one. I don't know, you can do whatever you want, but the featured image. You know what happened here. And it's a set featured image. Yeah, right. Yeah. There it is. So your featured image is here. That is the image that would show if somebody linked to this on Facebook or any social media, Twitter, or any of them. Okay? And that's where we were before under sharing. Get current location. I guess we can share. What is my get current location? Sharing location. I'm looking. Where am I at? I'm in right here, wherever it says I'm at. It says I'm here. Yeah? What's my featured? San Jose? Here we go. I don't know. I've never used featured image before, so that's new for me. Or no, not that. No, I've never used location before. An excerpt is like it says, is an optional handcrafted summary of the content. Add yours and the box below. So this is like a description of what your blog is about. So that when people are sharing your blog with other people, they can use the excerpt as the, hey, this is what my blog is about. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, so you can write, hey, this is my blog about my art, whatever. I don't know. You can write whatever you want, but this is the text. So the featured image and the excerpt kind of go together. They're kind of like, hey, this is the image of my face on my blog, and this is the text that describes what my blog is all about. Okay, so that is excerpt. Okay, and then whoosh, now we're getting down to more advanced. Are you guys still scrolling on the same page? You didn't get lost yet, did you? You guys okay? You still all I'm doing is scrolling down the side here. Scrolling down the side here. Okay, now here's the slug. What is the slug? It's not just the mascot of Santa Cruz, right?
It's a gas for
Isn't it a banana slug? Something like that. What the slug is it's the name of the page when it is published. Let me give you an example. Let me show you what I mean. If I go and let me save my draft for a moment. I'm going to save my draft and I'm going to view my post. If you look up here in the address bar up here, it says my ceramic page. See it up there? So those of us who've been in the internet world as far as doing HTML and publishing websites, we used to look at the address bar at the top, and usually that would tell me what my address was. You know, if it was on my website, it'd be rascom.com, and then usually there's a / in a directory. Maybe it's my art or something like that. We have art. Then we usually then might have a / and then maybe a file like maybe this is a directory, and then maybe I have some photos in there. It might be my art.html is the file that is located in there. So you'll notice, if you're doing a traditional web page, usually you have these HTML files in the address bar. It usually has that. But WordPress is totally different. WordPress doesn't really it has HTML files, but it doesn't put it like that. So what it does is it's showing you the directory. So if you look at what the slug is the directory name. Okay? Why is it important to me? And you can see it up there. See how it says My Ceramics page? So that would be the end of my address, right? If I publish this right now, I know there's some stuff at the end where it says preview true. Do you see all that crap up there? If I publish this, though, that preview true won't be there. That's just because it's a draft. But once you go to a normal publish and you put it published on your webpage, it's going to go, the address will go all the way across to there till it reaches there. So what the slug is, you can change the name of that. Right? So when you're planning your website, let's say you're planning on a piece of paper, and you come into me with me next week and say, "Hey Jeff, I'm going to make a web page, okay, using WordPress." And you say to yourself, "Okay, well, here's my first page. It's going to be about products. And then here's my other page. It's going to be about my services. And then here's my other page. It's going to be all about me, Okay, well, you can use these terms that you want, and you can put them in the slug so that when the person is using the address at the top, you can say, hey, this is my category. So it doesn't have to be this random word that says My Ceramics page, right? One thing you should do, though, for search engine optimization is you can customize the slug. So it's using keywords that you think people would use to find your stuff inside of Google, right? So let's say I'm selling flowers in San Jose. I could change my slug to say San Jose flowers. Now you can't have a space in a slug though. Notice how there's only dashes in there. If you look at your slug in there, there's no spaces in there. You can't have a space in the slug. But you could say, San underscore Jose, or whatever, underscore flowers, or something like that. And then the search engine will pick that up and use that as part of its optimizing for your site. Okay, so the slug, you can change it, and it can be something. Where was I at? Where's slug? Slug. Yeah, here it is. So, can't have a space though.
But these things on the left are for this page?
Yes.
For this post specifically, not for the whole site?
Yeah, for this page. I don't know the featured image, why it wouldn't be for the whole site. I don't know. Yeah, it's a little. Then the author, you can have spaces in the author if you want. So I'm logged in as jraskoff2. That's my email address I gave them, but I could be. Oh no, can't change that. I can't change that. Oh, I could change the slug. It won't let me change the author. So this was My Ceramics. Oh no. We can put my Jeff Raskoff Ceramics page. How about, or you don't even have to put page. That would be better. I think the search engines would find that more interesting than what it was there before, right? I don't know if we could change the author. It wouldn't let me change that, right? Post format. This is sort of how do you want the images to be? You can have standard. I don't really use this. What is this for? Okay. This is hard to explain, this one. The way that WordPress puts it, okay. This was a feature that they added a couple years ago. And it's a feature that we don't really use. And it's a way to describe what the page is. And right now standard. I haven't used anything but standard. You got A side, image, video, audio, quote, link, gallery. The way that I read about this is everybody says ignore it and just leave standard. How about that? I don't know. Maybe you can try it. It was a way of categorizing your post. Hey, what kind of post do you have? Is it in a audio video post? Is it a side post? Is it an image post? I just don't understand it very much. Then visibility is public, or do you want people to have a password to be able to get to it? Right? You might want to password protect your stuff in order for somebody to read a post, right? Maybe it has personal things that you're only sending to your friend. So you could password protect your thing. I'm not sure what private means. Maybe private is instead of them having to put in a password that the only people that have the link can see it. Right? Maybe the people that only have the link can see it. That's the way it is on YouTube. You have 3 settings for your YouTube video, right? You have public, you have unlisted, and then you have private. The difference between unlisted and private on YouTube is unlisted means it won't show up in the search engine, right? Nobody can find it unless they have the link. Private, they have to actually enter their Google account information to be able to see it. So they all have different privacy settings. I'm not sure what private does here. Sticky is this is the topmost page. I'm not really sure about that. Stick to the front page. And then we have likes. Remember, we turned these off on the other one.
Would stick to the front page be something that would appear for the first time, maybe? A page that would...
I think this would be in the front page all the time. So maybe it's your number, first blog post. But in theory, we should have our first blog post should be below this one because we made this one, the ceramics one, after the one we made this morning, right?
Yeah.
So they should be stacked on top of each other right now. So let's save our draft and let's see if we can post. Not this way. I'm gonna see my whole. Oh, here it is. I want to see my whole site. How do I get to my whole site? I want to publish this. Update. Now we need to go back to.
Near the trash button, there's a preview button.
Where's that? I'm sorry.
It's right in the center.
Yeah, but that's going to give me a preview. It's not the real publish. It's not like going here. I think I'm going to go to my site. Okay, let's go back to my site. And right now, I have 2 drafts under posts. Right? I have draft. Well, I have one published. My one this morning was published. And then my ceramics page. And I want to post my. I want to publish my draft. My draft here. I'm trying to figure out how to publish my draft. My draft. How do I publish? There it is. So I'm going to publish my draft. Oh no, that one says publish already. I have one published and one updating posts. Since that's updated. So I have 2 published, no drafts now. 2 published, no drafts. Let's see what it looks like. Is there a way to get to the view? It's my art page. Okay, so this is my art page. And then here's my ceramics page. There it is. Okay, so my ceramic. Oh, and here's my tags. Remember my tags right here? Here's my tags. My tags are here. Here's my featured image for the ceramics page is here. And then this is my art. This is a morning one. So I published my morning one after my afternoon one. That was my mistake there. But you can see the featured image is at the top of the page here. See that? And my slideshow. And then my tags here. So see if you can publish both pages that we made together.
How come it still says uncategorized like that?
What's that?
How come it says uncategorized still?
Yeah, because the first one, this one I didn't categorize it. I think this one I did though. Didn't I put categories in here? Yeah, ceramics in San Jose. The one I did this morning, I didn't I didn't categorize it. So yeah, here they are from the ones I made this morning, right? What was that?
So have categories sort of supplanted tags as being kind of important?
Yeah, the category is important for sharing with other people, I think, is more the way I see it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, whenever I save my previews, it doesn't show the categories. It just says uncategorized. Yeah, with both of the posts that I have. So.
Oh, wait, no, go on. Oh. It still says uncategorized. Yeah, I'm not sure why. So did you type it into the category option there?
I did, yeah.
Mine sort of showed up. I don't know. Okay, let's take a break. If I talk anymore, my voice is gonna go. So I have to take a 5-minute break, 10-minute break. Yep.
I was just wondering because my notes, nothing like yours.
When we come back, we can actually change themes. So maybe when we change the theme, it'll look different. Okay, so when we come back, we'll talk about themes and how to change themes, right? Because I'm using a crazy theme here. It's probably different than the theme you're using, maybe. So it does, it just depends on the theme. So we can choose different themes, and they'll all look differently.
So you said everything's on the computer that you're talking about today?
What's that?
That you talked
Depending upon the theme that you choose, may give you different options that you can apply to your blog, right? Some themes have more options, some have less. So let's just look at the themes right now. So if I click on themes, you got to customize, you have current themes, you got customize, detail, support. What kind of theme are you looking for? It says all, and you say free. I like free. Free is for me, so I'm going to say free. When I choose free, you'll see there's a variety of those right here. So you can try them, and if you like them, you could say try it and see what it looks like. So like this one has 3 columns. It's got a title at the top and 3 columns. This one has 1 kind of column. I don't know what this one looks like. This one has a big image at the top, and it has 4 boxes there. This one has a whole bunch. It looks like a good travel one right here. This one's a lot of photography in this one. Same with this one. This one has different buttons, and it has a calendar here. So some lend themselves more to a blog, and some lend themselves more to a pages, right? If you look at the ones like this one has, like different categories up here, pull down menu. This might be better for pages or a web page kind, where this one might be better for a blog right here. Has a menu up there. So, yes?
Would if I wanted it to be mobile, totally mobile useful, as well as whoever else uses other stuff, would I choose a 1-column thing or avoid the 2-3-column thing?
Well, they're all going to be mobile. Most of them will be responsive. So even if you have 2 columns, it will then reformat into 1.
Yeah, it might be easier if you think about your
Yeah.
user dealing with 1 column at a time.
Might be. Here's the one. Oh, here's the 2015 right here. What was I using? 2014. So let's choose one. I haven't found one I like yet.
It just says 2014, 15?
There's a 2015, and then the one I'm using right now is 2014. I don't know. You'll never find one you're totally happy with. None of them will.
You always have to customize.
None of them are going to be exactly what you want. This one's kind of cool. I might try this one. Let me try this one.
Snaps is a nice one.
So here's my title. I'm going to have to change that. Here's my first post, or my second post. Here's my first post down here. Then it has all these. So if you want to see what that that is going to look like. You can then save and activate up here. So if you choose a new one, you can say save and activate right here. Again, like I told you, depending on the theme that you have, they might have awesome features and they even have support. See that? See that? So the one I chose was Suits. And this is what my blog looks like with Suits. I have one page. See how it says About right here? So next we're going to make another page. So when we go, so choose a theme, then we'll go make another page. And we'll learn how to make multiple pages. Again, my recent post, there's my art page and my ceramics page. These are the two right here. Nobody's commented. This is October. Categories. And then I'll bring in a map too. I'm going to talk about bringing in... and of course I want to change the title. I don't want it to be WV WordPress blog. It's pretty ugly right there. I'm going to change the title of my...
How do you find the Suits thing? Can you type S and get Suits?
S-U-I-T-S. You might be able to search. I think there's a search box there under themes.
Yes, great, thanks.
We'll choose one, save and activate, and it should then be formatted. So you can try a whole bunch of them, see how your stuff is reformatted. Then we're going to go and customize it. And we're going to change it a little bit. Then we'll go and make another page. And then by that time, well, we got a little bit more time. We'll talk about a menu across the top. And we have to learn how to make a menu. Right now, remember I told you that there's always one page, right? And the default page is the About page. That's why it says About. Do you see that in at least mine? You should have one spot that says About somewhere on your theme.
Do they have told me?
Yeah. Because you can have multiple pages. So you have pages and post. Blogs are posts. Pages are pages. You can make a WordPress thing that's only pages. That's a website. You can make a WordPress thing that's only post. And that's a blog. You can combine them a little bit of pages and blogs. So it just depends on what your final result is. Okay. So in this case, we want to customize our theme. Right? There's a big box that should say customize in the lower corner. Do you see that one? Should take us to the theme. Now again, if you don't like the theme, you can change it right here, right? You can change it right here. You go to custom design. No, that's not going to do anything right now. You got to have a premium plan to do that. Site identity is going to be the title. So you can change the title. Mine's WV WordPress blog is pretty stupid there. I can't remember that one, so I'm going to be Raskov Art with a question mark because we're questioning my ability to make art. Oh, and remember last day of class we raffle off a piece of ceramics, so you might win one. Every class I teach, I raffle off a piece of ceramics at the last day. So you might win one of these fabulous pieces of pottery.
How did you change the title?
That was underneath site identity. Site identity.
Thank you.
Then there's a tagline. It's like a little bit of text that goes underneath your title here. The tagline's little text that goes right here. So if you want to have like a phrase that goes around, the best art in the world. And then see how it shows up? It's like little text that goes underneath here. Tagline.
You gotta change the background too?
Yeah, you can change the color. Right here where it says fonts, colors and backgrounds. See it right here? Colors and backgrounds. Okay. Right now, it's on default. They got some featured ones. Let's see. What is this one then? Desktop. Collapse. I don't know if you're able to change that one. They have different themes, it looks like. Oof, not that one. Here's the background color right here. I think it's more of a theme thing right here. See it right here, change. And then, oh, you can make an image, put an image back there if you want. We can put an image back there if we want.
Where are you seeing that?
Under theme, under select background and image.
On the left-hand side?
Yeah, hold on, let me choose a picture that I'm looking for here. There we go. See, I put my face back there. How about that? Woohoo! Look at that!
Is that you?
That's me when I was younger. If only I was.
Some don't have a way of changing the colors, though.
Yeah, that's probably not the best. It depends on the theme you chose. Your theme might not be like that. Right? It's under colors and backgrounds right here. Then here's fonts. You can change your font. It depends on the theme. Not all themes have the same fonts. Not all themes have the same things.
What was the tagline again?
It's under site identity, tagline. At least mine. Your theme might not have a tagline.
It does.
Okay.
What should I put under that again?
It's just like a small phrase maybe that describes your site. Oh, here's the header image. I can have an image back there. Where's that? Here we go. Header image. There we go. There it is. Wow. That's even creepier than ever. There we go. Okay, that was the header image. And then, of course, like I was saying, there's ways you can add, and widgets are a way to add to your website. They're kind of like themes, or plugins. They're kind of like plugins. And you can have the way that you, remember on my theme I had a sidebar that has these things in it. Do you see them right here? You have your recent posts, your recent comments, your archives, your categories, right? Okay, well, underneath the widget is where you can adjust these, okay? And so right here on the main sidebar, do I want a search box? Do I want my recent posts? Do I want my recent comments? Do I want my archives? Do I want my categories? Do I want meta tags? You know, all those things are kind of in the sidebar. And you can actually have more and change it. That was under widgets. And then the static front page, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you can have a static page or your latest post. And so if I save and publish, let's see what it looks like now. It did save. I want to see it full screen. Well, here's a search box. Here's my about. There it is. So that was under themes. Did you all customize your theme a little bit? Does it look better? Okay, so again, when we get to using the more powerful WordPress.org, there'll be actually more features. A lot of those features depend upon the theme that you're choosing. Sometimes the themes will have pre-made stuff already made for you. Sometimes when you choose a theme, until you customize it, it won't look like the sample that you chose. You know, and so, I mean, there's a lot to it. Okay, you all ready to go back to my site? I'm going to go back to my site. Okay.
Save and publish it, or,
I saved and published, and I saw what it looked like. I guess we can't have that. No, we don't want to have. No, won't let me do anything like that. No. Guess it won't let me use plugins unless I upgrade. Okay, let's get into pages. Before we leave, let's talk about pages. So in this case, we went to themes and we customized a theme that we chose, right? And we made it kind of the way we wanted it to look. But we also have something called pages right here. Okay, what we have, so I'm going to click on the word pages. So click on the word pages. So the pages are very similar to making a post or blog part. Okay, you have the same features. You can bring in pictures. You can bring in text, but we're going to make a page that has videos on it. Videos. Okay, so we're going to make a video page, and it's going to be a separate page than my blog, so it's going to be a page. So right now you saw we had the one button that said About, right? Okay, so we're going to make another page. It'll be a video page, and then we can customize it a little bit, and then we'll put some videos on it. And then we're going to make a menu bar that has the About, because the About is default. We can actually change that, and then we'll have our video post. Okay? So that's what we're going to do right now. So for my videos, I don't want them to be in a blog post. I want them to be on their own page, is what I'm trying to say. So go to Pages. You should have a thing called Pages right here. It's called Pages right here. See it? And I'm going to hit Add. So there is one called About, but I'm going to actually add a different one. I'm going to make a new one. So I'm going to hit Add. Add. Again, it goes to the same, hey, this looks just like it does when you're making a post, right? You got the same kind of thing. So you got the title at the top, so we can make ourselves a title. I'm going to call mine Raskov Video Extravaganza. Well, I guess I couldn't spell extravaganza. I'd have to call Sister Rita and ask her on the phone.
how you spell it.
How you spell extravaganza, Sister Rita?
So we named this video.
I can't believe she's still teaching. Sister Rita.
You sure?
She is. I just got that.
You're so old. You must have been, no, forget it. It's getting late in the day.
Yeah. Okay, so then we can type in some text down here. This is a collection section of greatest videos by Jeff Raskoff. Whatever. Let's see if we can highlight some text and color it inside a line like this. Oh, see, I highlighted the word collection here. Okay, you think I can color it? Let's try it. There we go. Oh, orange. Oh. So you can color text in there. What it does is it basically puts a span in there. Those of you who do know HTML, right? If you click on there, it's going to say span, color. Look, span. So those tag people, there's an inline kind of thing, right? Inline span. So, and you can type in the HTML. If you know how to do the coding, you can actually, again, it's under HTML right here. You can go and type in your own codes. That's how you're going to have to do it, actually, to customize. If you really want to make your own website, and you want to be able to customize it, you're really going to have to go and do some coding a little bit. I mean, the theme is a great way to start, but once you know, if you really want to fine-tune is what I'm trying to say, move something here just by a few pixels, right? You can do that by using certain things in here. You can say, you know, indent for, 5 pixels or whatever, and move it in or something. So there's things like that you can
What
do.
course you take for that?
Oh, I don't know. We do have an HTML class. He's in it right now. Yeah.
Does this just build an HTML file, or does it build a CSS file too?
you can add CSS right into the. I don't know about the WordPress.com, but in the WordPress.org, when I'm using the software, and you have it installed on your server, you can actually install your own CSS in there and stuff like that. So I'm not sure about this .com online, but when we use the WordPress.org stuff, you can actually do a lot more customized. I'm not sure about this one. So I'm going to go back to visual. Okay, let's talk about putting my. So WordPress is brilliant. That's all I'm trying to say is they're smart. So if you go and find a picture online, you can automatically put it on your page. If you want to go and find a video online, you can automatically put it on your page. So let's do a picture and then a video. Okay, because I failed to show you the picture before too. We just imported pictures that we had on our hard drive, right? Well, what if you found a picture online and you wanted to put that in there? So the first thing you want to do is find the picture online. So I don't know, let's find a picture online. Let's find a picture of a video camera. How about that? So I'm going to go, let's cheat. I'm just going to go to, I'm going to steal. Remember, stealing other people's photos and putting them on your site is quite illegal to do. Okay? So, I'm just going to make a new page, new tab or whatever. I'm going to go to Google, and then I'm going to type in movie camera, how about that? And because we're doing a film site, right? And so I'm going to use clip art. You can say clip art. I'm going to do like a, let's see, what do we want? That look like a cool one? So you need to find, oh no, I don't like that one. That's too big too. How about this one? That's pretty ugly too. How about this one? This one? Or you can find a photo if you want. The images and photos are the same thing. This is a nice one. I like that one. How about that one? That one's kind of cool. So here's how to do it. Here's how to do it. You gotta find the actual link to the image itself, right? Right now, this is in Google search, right? So this is not the image itself. You're in Google search. But if you visit the page, click on where it says visit page, it'll take you there. Oh, this is a clip art page, and yeah, you knew what that was going to happen, didn't you? Hey, I was teaching at a high school one time back in the 90s. I got to tell you this story. I was teaching at a high school back in the mid-90s. And in the mid-90s, there were all kinds of different search engines out there, right? You had your Lycos, you had your Alta Vista, you had your Excite. Remember those? Well, there was one called Hotbot. Hotbot. It was a search engine. So I'm at a high school, and for some reason, I typed in Hotbox instead of Hotbot. And I'm there with a bunch of high school kids out there, and there's a naked person on the screen. I'm like, yeah, so be careful what you type on the big screen, right? Thank God Google came along and all search engines are gone, right? Okay, how about this? We just go to, how about we get a Flickr? Flickr, that's easier. There we go, Flickr. They have better photos on Flickr, right? And if you want, if you think about it, on Flickr you can actually go and when you're searching, you can search by, you know, not copyright free, but, you know, people that will let you use their photo, right? So if you go to Flickr and then not create, where is it? Do I have to sign in to search? No, go under search here and type in what we're looking for, video camera, right? Yeah, we were looking for film camera. And so after you search on there, you can then go to where it says, see where it says any license right here? So on Flickr, Flickr.com, Flickr. So go to Flickr.com. You type in your subject right here. Once you type in your subject right here, you see where it says any license right here. If you click on any license, you can click on that and you can say Creative Commons or commercial use allowed, which means you can use their picture. Usually they want you to give them credit though. So remember in the caption, right? We could put in photographed by blah blah blah, right? So, but this is how you can use other people's photos more legally than just going and stealing from YouTube. Or from, not YouTube, what am I trying to say? Google Images, right? You gotta be careful, you can't just steal people's photos. Us photographers, we work really hard. I have people steal my pictures all the time, but I give them away. My product pictures. Like all the photos I take for Zircon. Remember the page I was showing you before? I work for this company where I make marketing material for this company. I take a lot of photos for them. Amazon takes the photos and puts them on their site. Home Depot takes my photos and puts them on their site. We actually give them to them. Okay. So again, if you use right here, this one says commercial use or modification allowed, commercial use and modification, unknown copyright, and U.S. government, right? You can use U.S. government stuff too. What if there's a video camera or a picture camera under that?
Didn't Getty Images say that all their stuff was now legal to use? I thought Getty made all their photos public domain.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure if the public domain or some kind of rights. Yeah, but I heard something like that too. Yeah. Okay, that wasn't good. How about we use commercial use? Okay, I don't know. Okay, so let's say you find a picture you want to use. These are all picture cameras. I wanted video camera. No wonder. Video camera. I'm getting like film. Oh, there we go. There we go. So I'm going to pick a picture I want to use. Once you pick the picture you want to use, you need to find the actual location of the picture. Okay. So if you're going to use Flickr, you can go right here where there's a little arrow down in the corner. Do you see it right there? Or this one where it says download. We want to share the photo. Let me see if it's share. Yeah, there it is. And if you hit the share button, the little arrow, do you see the little arrow in the lower right corner right there? You get the address right here. See the address right here? You don't want the HTML code. You don't need that. All you need is the link, this link right here. So I'm going to copy that. Of course, if you're on a Bill Gates computer, it's Control-C. If you're on Steve Jobs' computer, it's going to be Command-C. So we copy the address right here. I'm going to go back to my blog post, right, wherever my blog page. What happened to my blog page? Where is it? There it is, my blog page. And then in the same area where it said add media, see where it said add media? Remember we were making a slideshow and all that stuff with the add media? Remember doing that? Click on the add media, but in the add media, do you see where it says insert from URL in the upper left corner? Insert from URL. If you click on that, it'll give you the address, and then you paste your address in there, and it should bring it right in. Okay, so it should bring it right in. So get it in there. It's in insert URL. When you're done, you can say insert the post. And oh, that didn't work. Did yours work? Mine didn't work. Mine didn't work. Let me try again. Add media, insert from URL. Put my URL in there. There's my picture. Why didn't I click on it and post there? I lost my page now. I lost my page. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back. See? Okay, I lost what I was doing. It happens. I have to start over. Bummer. No? I don't know, it didn't say what I was doing, so I have to start over. What was I making a video page, right? Oh, here it goes, restore, there we go. I got to restore finally. So we were adding media, I was adding from URL, I was typing in this. And every time I click there, it goes there. It just puts an embed tag in there. It's not working for me.
It'll work if you hit preview.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did it the other way. I did a control paste.
I don't know. For some reason, it looks like something came in. Okay, let's go back. I don't know. My site pages. No. Oh, gotta love WordPress. How do I get back to my pages? It was just there. Nah. Okay. I guess I gotta start over. Whatever. There's a way of getting it from an online picture. There should be a way to get an online picture in there somehow. Maybe I should save as I go along. Okay, I'm just gonna bring in my video. Okay, let's talk about bringing in a video. Okay, so I have some videos. I can go to YouTube. I'm gonna go to YouTube. So let's go to YouTube. And then find your favorite video on YouTube. I don't know what your favorite video is. Mine is the David Goes to the Dentist, right? Now, as far as David Goes to the Dentist, I never knew anything. I was teaching at a high school. I was teaching at Mount Pleasant High School in East San Jose. And I'm over there, and the students are like, you know, you sound just like the father from Dave Goes to the Dentist. That's what they told me. These high school kids are telling me it sounds just like that. So let's see here. Do I sound like this guy? Of course, I got to watch the ad.
Now at Chili's, mix and match fajitas. Fill them up with our new prime rib and your fresh Mex favorites.
Yeesh. No? Yeah, I know. How did it go? They say I sound like that guy.
Feel anything.
Yeah.
I feel
Kind of felt good, didn't it?
Is this real life?
Yeah, this is real life.
Okay, now I have 2 fingers.
Good.
4 fingers.
4 fingers? No, Don't put that in. Don't put it in your. Or the better ones even. Chad goes to the dentist. You ever see Chad go to the dentist? There he is. Chad goes to the dentist.
Surgery.
Yeah, I know. How'd it go, Chad?
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah?
I feel funny.
Kind of felt good, didn't it?
Is this real life?
Yeah, this is real life.
Okay, now I have 2 fingers.
Okay, you get the idea. So if you want to put this video on your blog, go down to where it says share right here, S-H-A-R-E. So again, Chad Goes to the Dentist. Go down to where it says share. Again, here's the address right here to the video. So again, share, address. If you copy that, copy the address, you can go over to your page and you can paste it right into your page and it should show up. The address shows up. I don't know, save it and then let's put preview and see if it shows up. There it is, it shows up.
So we copy?
Copy and paste right onto your blog. So I just copied and pasted the video link right there. See it? Just put it right in the page. You don't have to put it in the media. Just put it right on the page. And then it should just show up. When we get to the other one, when we're doing the WordPress.org, this kind of media will show up inside there without having. I think there's just this lag stuff. So did you see that? Just paste your video right in there.
It said, do I just say copy?
Where you at? Okay, you need to go find a video. What video you want? Just choose one. Any video. That video. Choose. Click. Oh. Okay, so then go to share. And then scroll down a little bit. Scroll. And copy that.
Oh, there it is. I was trying to copy that little one.
Okay, did you guys do the video?
Yeah.
You guys got a video? Okay. Okay, now last thing we're going to do is finish this page, and then we'll make a menu to get to the page. You got to have a button to get to the page and move on. Okay. I know you guys are tired. It's been a long day. Okay, let's look at some settings. Okay, if you notice over here, there's something called page settings right here. See it? Okay. So when we make a page, it's a little bit different than there's like a parent-child relationship between pages, right? So when you make a page, you usually have the first page. Hey, it's one page. Then when the person clicks, it goes to a second page. So the parent-child relationship that you have with a page is that. Okay, so right now, did you see the page settings? I clicked on that, right? Did you see page settings over here? When you go to page settings, you'll notice it says parent page. Do you see it? So do you want the about page to be the first page, and then the video page to be the second page? Okay, that's sort of what they're asking you. Okay, and so if you, let's say you had a menu structure for your web page, right? Which one is the first one, and then all the other ones are kind of underneath it. Not necessarily underneath it, but sort of, which one is first and second and so on. So the about page might be the first one, and then all the other ones come after that one. So we can do that. I'm going to hit the about page as the first one. Then the page can have a template, full width page template, no sidebars. What is that? Well, in this case, do you remember when we were making our blog, right? We had a blog, and when I was making my blog, and then on the side I had, my postings, right? And my recent posts and my taglines. Did you see a sidebar right here? Okay. So if you don't want no sidebar, you can say full screen, full page width. No sidebar. It'll be, and usually you do this because you want a full page web page, right? The full page with no other content in it. It may depend upon the theme you choose too. So it just depends. So that's what this one is. And then there's a page, keep at 0 to maintain alphabetical order. I guess it's going to make the menus alphabetical. About's going to be in front, right? And then you could have a featured image for yours. You don't have to have a featured image. Again, the slug is the name of the file of the folder, or so it might be video, right? Slug might be video. Remember, that's the name of the folder it's in. And is it public? Do you want turn off the social media, allow comments, and all that stuff? Pingbacks, trackbacks. Believe me, you're going to make a blog and you're going to post it live, and within 2 days you're going to have all kinds of comments on it. And it's not necessarily people, it's robots, computers going through and putting things on there. So once you do all those settings, you can hit save, okay, and then you say publish, and view your page. And then we have my video page, and then I got my about page. You notice my video page is underneath it. Look, about, oh, so that's it. So that's how you make a pull-down menu. That's what I meant by that. Maybe we didn't want a pull-down menu. I didn't want a pull-down menu. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to go turn that off. I didn't want it to be a pull-down menu. Remember the parent-child thing I was talking about? Yeah, I don't want to pull down menu. So let's go back to my site. Let's go back to my pages. And here's my video page. Should show up now in one of my lists. See how, if you go back to pages, after you hit publish, it should show up here. See it right here? So I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to turn off that. I don't want it to be, I want to have no parent. So that should be next to it then, instead of underneath it, next to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Should be next to it. Let's save my draft and update. Let's see what it looks like now. It should be next to it. There it is. See how my video page now is next to it, not underneath it? Right there. Again, how did I get back? I went back to my site. I went back to pages. And if you saved your page, you should have a list like this. See them next to each other? And that's it. We don't really have to go to menus here because it automatically built the menu right there. Automatically without doing the menu. But in this menu option that you see right here, this menu option that they have right here, you can actually adjust the menu and you can tell it where it goes. You have a little pencil right here and you can tell it where it goes and things like that. What do you want it to link to and things like that. Oh, the white went away. Link and category and tag and stuff. So you can actually add more to the menu itself and more information. You can customize the menu a little bit more. Yes?
Can you set up a blog post underneath the static window like video, and then you have people comment on it and stuff?
Let me see. So what are you saying? I'm sorry. If I have so I have two pages right now about video and then my blog.
And then you post the video and you want people to add comments underneath it, like a blog.
Yeah.
Add comments.
Recent post. Probably not. I don't know.
Okay.
Ken, you just scrolled down and said allow comments.
Where's that? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Right here? There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's close enough. Yeah. Thanks.
So what do you guys think? Takes a little while to get used to. You should practice. When we get to doing WordPress.org, it looks exactly like this, but more capabilities. More. There's going to be more features. It's a little harder. But you should practice with this first. Yes?
This question's been nagging at me, but exactly how worried should we be about hackers and that sort of thing? I've just been wondering that all day.
I don't know what to tell you. I think the biggest challenge is if you set up your own WordPress server, you're going to have to go and log in and update it all the time. Once a week at least. Right? Yeah. I'd say once a week you have to log in and update. So I don't know. That's if you set up your own server.
The managed hosting, though, you
Yeah.
said that would
So yeah, let's look at that real quick before we leave. So I'm pretty much done showing you the WordPress stuff. You guys are just gonna have to practice that. You can log out if you want. There's a little happy guy in the corner over here, and you can hit sign out if you want. Or if you want to delete what we've done, there's a way to remove everything that we did under account settings. Go to account settings, and I believe there's a way just to delete your account. I saw it somewhere. Hold on. There was a way to delete my account. I saw it. Oh, where was it? Maybe it was under here. Here. It says WordPress accounts cannot be deleted, but you can delete your blog. If you wish to leave WordPress down, you can just leave your account inactive to unsubscribe from any notification there. Deleting files. To delete any files are uploaded from WordPress.com blog media library. Start the process by navigating to media library in your blog WP admin. Next, use your mouse, hover over any of the image files that you wish to remove from the library. That's the group file. So there is a way to delete. I'm not really sure. You're gonna have to. I thought there was an easy way to remove your account, but it doesn't look like it.
Can you just unpublish your blog posts?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm.
Okay, I'll check it.
Yeah, maybe.
You can make them all private.
Yeah, maybe make them all private. I don't know. I was just trying to give you options if you don't want to keep your account that you made today. I'm sure there's a way of doing it, but here's what I did. So of course I did GoDaddy. We all love GoDaddy. Maybe you don't, but here I did a GoDaddy account. So as far as what I did for this class is I did hosting, right? Under hosting, you have web hosting, WordPress hosting. Now, I'm not using the WordPress hosting. I think that is the one that you can get for. So this is managed WordPress. That's what I'm trying to say. You're worried about security. You might sign up for the managed WordPress. And I'm sure that they do the dirty where we handle setup management and dirty work so you can focus on creating amazing sites. Okay, so you can get the managed one. You get one website, 10 gigabytes of space, 25,000 monthly visitors and everything for $4 a month. Okay, so, you know, I'm not really sure what this one deluxe would be. It looks like it has a search engine stuff. I'm not sure how much that would help you.
It's got a bigger space too, 15 gigs.
Oh, got more space. There
It's
you
also
go.
got staging, so if you want to test your upgrades and see if it breaks anything first.
There you go.
So I have a client who's on GoDaddy, and I'm thinking
That helps.
upgrading her. No, we haven't done it, but I found out we can get the same price to upgrade to basic.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to talk them into deluxe.
But this is not what I signed up for. I signed up for the regular web hosting. So I signed up for just the plain web hosting. And even if you sign up for the plain web hosting, or I signed up for the deluxe plan right here, you have unlimited websites, unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth, and 50 email addresses, free domain with annual, and then I got a free domain, the Raskoff Media, right? And a site backup and restore paid option, whatever that means. So this is what I signed up a few months ago for when I was started. I said, hey, you know, my Zircon.com needs to go to WordPress. I better start learning it. So I signed up for this. So why did I sign up for this? Because I can make subdomains, right? So I can make subdomains for you, and then that subdomain, then I can take and install WordPress on that. So I see how it says unlimited sites, right? Unlimited websites. I can make a whole bunch of make you one, and I'll install WordPress on each one of those sites, and then you all have your own login and password, and the whole WordPress all work. And that's why I did. So I'm not sure, you know, if you were just making your own and you want to do it all on your own, which one you would sign up. Probably the WordPress management one is the same price, right?
If you're concerned about security, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you're concerned about security, you might just do the WordPress managed one is what I would do. Okay, and then you get your own domain. So if you have your own business, you can move your domain over to this. And you don't have to go to GoDaddy. This was the easiest one and cheapest way. You know, there's 15 of us in this class or so, something like that. You know, and I mean, I was pulling my hair. How am I going to get them all to use WordPress? You know, and so this was the easiest solution I could come up with. Get the unlimited one. I'll make you all a folder on there, and I've already done it. I've made like 3 folders on there, and they all work. I can install WordPress on each one of the folders that I make, and hopefully the biggest problem I have in the next class is we all come in and we all try logging in at the same time, and it crashes.
And it shouldn't crash because many people that don't think.
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing about that. And you all want to use your last name, right? That's cool with you?
Sure, yeah.
Do that. So again, I'm going to stop now. You have, I'll put the video on YouTube.